by hand and bulky slicers that clutter your countertop? Stop. Introducing 1 Second Slicer, the amazing food preparation station that slices, dices, chops, minces, and juliennes, and then serves, seals, stacks, and stores, all in one compact container the size of a loaf of bread. Why single slice a potato when you can slice the whole potato in 1 second? Slice family-sized fries lightning fast, or a pile of shoestring potatoes in a flash. Slice carrots with incredible speed in any shape or size you need. Stop crying over onions because the 1 Second Slicer chops whole onions in the container without the tears. Slice tomatoes with the speed of a professional chef, or make a full-size fruit salad in less than 60 seconds. The stainless steel blades are laser honed and razor sharp to slice deli meat with ease, and cutting cheese cubes is a breeze. Don't slow slice a salad when you can make an entire salad start to finish in just seconds. Or pack them up for parties with family and friends. To clean, simply push a button to release food remnants and then rinse. That's it. And then store it all together inside the container. The 1 Second Slicer, complete with a hinge cutting lid and storage container, stainless steel blade insert, and fresh keeping lid, is yours for just $19.95. Call now and get the amazing V-Slicer to speed slice sausage in the container, veggies on the cutting board, cheese on top of a salad, or a mountain of coleslaw in seconds. The V-Slicer set is a $20 value, but it's yours absolutely free. But wait, order now and we'll double the offer and send a second complete set. Just pay separate processing and handling. You get 2 1 Second Slicer sets, an incredible $80 value, all for just $19.95. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-570-8565. That's 1-800-570-8565, or go to 1secondslicer.com. Order now.
And continuing our coverage of the AirAsia missing flight, we want to talk more about the type of weather that this flight was encountering when it became missing. And, you know, the thunderstorms that were in the area and what kind of hazards this plane would have gone into.
And we know in last contact, the pilot asked to go to a higher elevation to try to avoid the storms. But in some cases, these storms, you can't necessarily fly over them. They're too big.
Right, exactly. Airliners, you know, flying anywhere from 30 to 35,000 feet. Thunderstorm tops can go up to 55,000 feet or higher. So we're going to show you in our lab what a thunderstorm, what the structure of a thunderstorm is typically like. And as you can see, it's high up into the atmosphere. Flight altitude, typically 32,000 feet of this Airbus. Clouds from a cumulonimbus thunderstorm cloud can top 50,000 feet.
And we understand that the pilot asked to go to 38,000 feet. And if this was the case, if it was taller than that, they wouldn't have been able to get over it.
Exactly. Now, inside a thunderstorm, some of the hazards you'd be facing are very strong up and downward moving air, updrafts and downdrafts. And these updrafts can be in excess of 50 miles per hour, maybe even up to 100 miles per hour. Very strong upward and downward moving currents of air.
And so you can imagine what that would be like if the plane's going through it. Then also within ththese clouds themselves, you have hail, and you can also have supercooled water droplets.
And the supercooled water droplets is the concern for the icing on the wings. And that would be a significant concern why you don't want to fly through this part of a cloud.
And so those are some of the possible dangers. Again, we don't know exactly what happened because they did lose contact, and that search now for the plane is underway.
Yeah, there's a lot of unanswered questions. We're going to talk more about this with Greg Morse. He is a commercial airline pilot. Greg, thanks for joining us. You know, one of our first questions is that there was no distress call that we know of. Is that significant, or is communication with the ground during emergencies a low priority for what the pilots are dealing with in the cockpit?
Good morning, Jen. The communication or lack thereof is not necessarily significant. Keep in mind the 3 basic rules of flying for the crew of 8501 and any pilot, and that is aviate, navigate, and communicate. So rule number 1, keep the plane up in the air, wings level. Once they've established that the plane is under control, then they can worry about getting their bearings straight, making sure that they're back on course if they've strayed off course. And then lastly would be to communicate. If they've lost communication, if they've deviated, once they've gotten under control, then they'd be worrying about communicating to air traffic control.
And Greg, we have heard of planes disappearing this year. When you heard the news of this, as a commercial airline pilot, when you heard the news of another plane missing, what was the first thing that went through your mind? What was your reaction?
Well, it's distress, and Chris, good morning to you, especially considering the fact that it is the third aircraft originating from that part of the world in Southeast Asia. But, again, Jen was talking about supercooled water droplets as being a factor in relevance to the wings. But also the other concern to keep in mind is that freezing supercooled water over the probes themselves, the air data probes, the pitot tubes, which give the pilots airspeed and altitude information. If those pitot tubes freeze over, they might not be getting accurate information on the flight deck. They might not realize how fast or how slow they're going, and that could be a problem in itself.
And we know you, as a pilot, and all pilots, have a lot of meteorology and weather included in their training. What would have been a pilot's strategy if they encountered thunderstorms like this?
Again, the basic strategy when you see thunderstorms, and of course we have weather radar on board on the flight deck, so we have the opportunity to look at thunderstorms as close in. We can scale back down to say 2.5 to 5 miles, and we can scale the radar forward and look as far as 160 miles ahead of our flight path. When we see that thunderstorm activity, we will steer clear, or we'll do our very best to steer clear. And the indications were that the pilots on Flight 8501 were making motions to do just that. They had indicated they wanted a deviation to the left, of course. So my guess is that they saw those thunderstorms and they were doing their very best to avoid the thunderstorms and the associated turbulence.
All right, Greg Morris, commercial airline pilot, thank you very much for your time and your perspective on this.
And we'll talk with Greg, I think, a little bit later next hour, too. Also this morning, we are covering back stateside. Winter storm Frona already brought snow to parts of the Northwest.
And then it moves east. We're tracking the storm, and we'll let you know who's going to get hit today with winter weather and where the storm will go next.
Guess what goes really well with eggs? Pillsbury Grand's biscuits make breakfast even better. Grand's biscuits make breakfast pop.
Everyone sees the same sky, but when we look up, we see something amazing. This winter, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It's going to have wide-ranging impacts.
Winter storms are too important to cover in just a few minutes.
It's going to be brutal for a lot of people.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
That's why those temperatures stay cold.
Look at this.
Listen to that.
See this winter like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 81. Tonight, a few passing clouds, otherwise generally clear. Low 66. Winds south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday, partly cloudy. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 83. Winds southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
I've smoked a lot and quit a lot, but ended up nowhere. Now I use this.
The Nicoderm CQ patch with unique extended release technology helps prevent the urge to smoke all day.
I want this time to be my last time. That's why I choose Nicoderm CQ.
Grandpa Bodie, Grandma said you used to be out of control.
Really? I guess I did take some risks. I trained a little bit differently. I was a little too honest sometimes. The media is useless.
You were out of control.
But not always.
In the bleak midwinter, frosty wind made moan. Earth stood hard as iron.
I'm Allison Cardona for the ASPCA, and every day we witness terrible abuse and neglect. But winter can make the suffering even worse for these animals, many who are clinging to life right now. This winter, please help by visiting our website or calling this number and signing up with your $18 monthly donation. With your support today, we can rescue more animals and get them into our loving arms. Give them food, medical attention, and a warm bed. Please go online or call in the next 10 minutes, and we'll send you the photo of an animal from our shelter and this ASPCA t-shirt free with our thanks. 60 cents a day is all it takes for you to say, I've done my part to help animals who are clinging to life right now. It's a season of great suffering for too many animals.
Let me tell you a story about two typical American couples. There's John and Joan who could use some financial help, but they're worried and have some misconceptions about reverse mortgages. Like they might not qualify if they have an existing mortgage, and that it could mean giving up their home. But take Sandy and Greg. They're just like John and Joan, but they called AAG and learned that a reverse mortgage was government insured, tax-free, and that they'd always retain complete ownership of their home. They also learned that most people use a reverse mortgage to eliminate their existing monthly mortgage payments, and that AAG is America's trusted reverse mortgage lender with a 93% customer satisfaction rate. So join Sandy, Greg, and 500,000 other Americans.
Call 1-800-660-8341 now to receive a new free information kit, including a reverse mortgage guide and DVD, personal stories from people like you, and a brand new family guide for children and loved ones, all absolutely free with no obligation. Call 1-800-660-8341 today.
See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Every Sunday night. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Right now, a snowy scene in Salt Lake City. Winter Storm Frona bringing snow. In fact, you head up into the hills, Park City. You head up, look at 7 to 8 inches of snow in some spots.
Pretty good for skiers out there for a Christmas vacation. And actually looks great for travel, too. Look, cars are moving along just fine. Roads are clear to blacktop.
A little bit more snow overnight in some of the northern locations. And we can see right now still some snow coming down here around Salt Lake City and over the Great Salt Lake.
You know, what we're dealing with right now with our Winter Storm Frona is what we're calling it. It's sort of complicated. No other way. It's sort of spread out. There's a lot going on. We've got snowfall in the Salt Lake City area.
7 inches of bountiful.
Yeah, exactly. And we zoom out and we had snow also in parts of Oregon and Washington too.
Some of the ski resorts picking up some snow, much needed snow. Been behind for much of the season. Oregon, you're going to see snow 3 to 5 inches in some spots. And then the big amounts in the purple, that'll be in some of the higher elevations, more inland areas.
All right, so we've got this big dip in our jet stream. There's an upper level low. There'll be a surface low. Cold air, will we have the moisture to match up with that cold air in spots is what we're questioning.
And then we're watching this right here coming later this week as Frona moves into the plains. Still uncertain exactly where it's going to go, which will.
But there'll be plenty of cold air in place, you know, and we've got 7 million, I think, under winter storm watches right now. So a lot of people need a heads up on this, including around Las Vegas. So get ready. Let's watch this forecast.
Right now we're looking at New Year's Eve. And there's Las Vegas right there. That blue is snow.
Exactly. So will there be enough moisture matching up with the cold air for you to get some snow? It's definitely possible, and it's actually fairly rare in Vegas on New Year's Eve. It hasn't happened many times.
And keeping a very close eye on Texas. Freezing rain, a possibility on New Year's Day. So here's your forecast for Las Vegas. Sunshine, sunshine, and then a chance for some snow.
All right, let's take a look at some other spots that we're watching for you. We look as we see the Arctic air come in. Again, the cold air will be there. We know that. It comes in, it heads south. It'll be the shallow cold air, which you'll feel at the surface, but that's why we will have the chance for some of the freezing rain.
And about 45 degrees cooler than average. And it's going to be cold in New York. The Times Square Ball ready for its annual drop on New Year's Eve in New York City. And right here you can see more than 1 million spectators are expected to jam-pack the Times Square there to watch the ball drop on Wednesday. Crews here, they're hard at work installing more than 250 newly designed Waterford crystal triangles.
The Times Square Alliance is honoring the humanitarian work of the International Rescue Committee with these new crystals. They join the other 2,400 crystals already in place on the ball.
And now a look at your forecast on New Year's Eve. So this is Wednesday, the day after tomorrow. Any possible messy spots? Southwest, but it's really the cold that's going to be the big story.
It's a lot cooler in Charlotte. I mean, we've been talking temperatures in the mid-70s lately, and look, 49 degrees for you on New Year's Eve.
And in New York, before that ball drops, temperatures will drop down below freezing, upper 20s.
This is not that untypical. You know, it's usually chilly, so I think it's a little cooler than average, but not much.
It's been so mild lately, it's going to be a slap in the face.
Well, that's true. It's all relative. Orlando, same thing for you. It'll be in the 60s as we look ahead to New Year's Eve. What did they drop in Orlando?
I have no idea.
Me neither.
Looking at snow showers in Las Vegas. That's right, snow showers could be snowing on the Strip right before the fireworks go off.
All right, so that's what they're dropping in Vegas is a little bit of snow. We'll have more on the forecast ahead. Plus, coming up, an aircraft disappears in a storm, and now the search is underway to find it.
We're going to show you how the same stormy weather may have brought down the plane and possibly holding back the search efforts.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 81. Tonight, a few passing clouds, otherwise generally clear. Low 66. Winds south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday, partly cloudy. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 83. Winds southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It's back. The Arctic chill, that is. 2014 ending the year on a frigid note. Wind chill advisories posted in 12 states this morning, and it's just going to get worse. We'll time it out.
And we're also tracking the mystery of AirAsia Flight 8501. It vanished mid-flight Sunday morning with 162 people on board in airspace thick with storm clouds, strong winds, and lightning. We're breaking it down with expert analysis next on Weather Center Live. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Chris Warren.
And I'm Jen Carfagno. Hope you've gotten out there to enjoy the warm weather this past month because it's all about to change. The Arctic freezer door is open just in time to ring in 2015. This is what it feels like right now. The wind chill out there well below zero in International Falls and Fargo and Rapid City and Minneapolis. It just got colder in the last hour, at least the wind chill.
And Denver, in addition to 48 inches of snow over the next couple of days, temperatures are going to drop below zero tonight. Omaha, snowy today. Low around zero tonight. Highs in the single digits tomorrow. Bitter cold start to the week across the northern plains and the Great Lakes in a big way.
Yeah, Minneapolis will be lucky to get up there above 10 today for a high temperature. Plus, we've got another round of cold air coming in. Arctic air will blast into parts of the south. It's starting, though, in the upper Midwest, and Mike Seidel is there. Mike, is it really windy with these wind chills so far below zero?
It's not that windy, but when you have temperatures around 2 or 3 degrees, you throw in a 10-mile-an-hour wind, that's going to send those wind chills plummeting. Now 14 below zero, as you mentioned. And we do have some local Minnesotans who have been through a lot of cold weather. We've got Kara and Jill Morgan. They're sisters. I thought they were twins. And you're keeping warm by hugging the Caribou coffee this morning.
Actually, yes.
Is that how you're doing it, huh?
Literally, yeah.
Okay. How did you feel when you walked outdoors this morning?
Bit of a shock this morning. Yep. Yeah. We were up at 6 a.m. and it was just very dark, very icy. Yes. Our car was frozen shut this morning. Literally. So that was fun for us.
So I'm guessing that the past 2 weeks have been pretty nice here, and you've enjoyed the mild weather.
Yeah, a bit of a luxury for December in Minnesota. I mean, I wanted a white Christmas, but we have it, and now it's just freezing.
2 days later. Yes. And what would you rather be doing today than standing outside working over here at the Holly Dazzles? They take it down.
Yeah, would rather be maybe in bed watching a movie, drinking some hot cocoa. That'd be nice. Any of those would be nice. Anything but this, honestly.
And after last winter, were you just about ready to throw in the towel and head south?
Oh, yes. Yeah, a little bit. Yes, we're looking forward to spring break in Arizona. It'll just be the best reprieve. Definitely.
Well, ladies, go get warm. Go back to your heated tent. Kara and Jill Morgan from Minnesota.
Thank you. Thanks.
And the hourly forecast, as Jen mentioned, we'll be lucky to get to 10 degrees today. Our average high is 24. And tomorrow morning, Chris, we go down to 7 below zero. And the wind chills here will bottom out around 20 to 25 below zero. So the coldest weather so far this season, coming off a very, very warm December so far.
All right.
So far, it's all ending.
So far. Mike Seidel, thank you very much. And let's take a closer look at some of the numbers that Mike is talking about as this Arctic air returns to the plains, seeing some very cold air. And right now, temperature, it is 2 in Minneapolis, Omaha, 23 degrees. 7 below in Fargo. It feels like it is 27 below. As Mike mentioned, it doesn't take much wind to feel a much, much colder when temperatures are already on the very cold side of things. Wind chills advisories and a watch is posted and a warning. We're looking at possibly dangerous cold if you're outside and you're not ready for it. High pressure, it's that cold air coming down. It's going to make it all the way down into the south. And we're looking at temperatures 25 to 45 degrees below average. Below an average at the time of year where it's typically the coldest of the season. The next several weeks is when we tend to see some of the coldest air. And you get below average, that's when you know it is going to be very cold. 3 in Bismarck today. Tomorrow, a lot more purple on the map here, and that shows us where some of the colder temperatures are going to be, all the way down to Kansas, 27 degrees, cooler than average, highs in the teens. 20s for parts of Texas, Kansas City, 24, Denver, 21 on Wednesday. That's New Year's Eve. Oklahoma City, temperatures drop down, high on Wednesday, only 29 degrees. Jen?
All right, Chris, we do get a cool down in the south, although not like that. Let's go to Charleston, where it is so gray. Again, we had a little bit of sun. I hope you saw that fleeting moment of sunshine there. Clouds around, temperatures actually warm again today, heading back to about 70. But we get temperatures into the 50s for highs starting tomorrow. So we do see a bit of a cool down coming our way here. The big story in the southeast really has been the rain. You had that sunshine on Christmas Day, and then after that, I guess one more day of sun. And now we've been stuck in the clouds ever since. More showers out there, southeastern Virginia, over towards Norfolk and around Richmond, North Carolina, South Carolina. We've got showers out there, South Georgia and into the Florida Panhandle as well. As we look at our forecast for today, it's all driven by what's happening with this low and this front, which has been so slow to get out of here. So for today, we're stuck with clouds, a lot of fog out there and drizzle as well. That's not really going to change a whole lot. There might be some breaks in the overcast, maybe a little bit of sun, but not a bright blue sky by any means. All the way through today, we keep it cloudy, and even in the morning tomorrow, don't be surprised to see a couple of showers still. Chris.
Jen, day 2 of the search for that missing AirAsia jet that disappeared on a flight from Indonesia to Singapore has been suspended for the day. Storms were in the area when the plane vanished from radar Sunday morning, and new this morning. The head of Indonesia's search and rescue agency says the hypothesis is the plane is likely at the bottom of the sea. The Airbus A320 was carrying 162 people when it disappeared 42 minutes into the flight. There were storms in the area at the time, and the captain was an experienced pilot with more than 20,000 flying hours. Large waves and clouds hampered search efforts Sunday, and this is the first serious incident AirAsia has had in recent years. So now the question, can bad weather really take down a plane, or does it just complicate matters a bit? Coming up, We're going to talk live with an aviation analyst about the missing AirAsia flight 8501. But first, take the next 60 seconds and get a look at the forecast in your neighborhood with your local weather on the 8th.
Zantac heartburn alert. Stop. Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Hey, guess what day it is?
Hump day!
Hump day! It's hump day!
Hey, Mike! Mike!
Guess what day it is?
Hey, Camel! Guess what day it is?
It's not even Wednesday.
Let it go, Phil. If you're a camel, you put up with this all the time. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Okay.
You do a lot to keep your family safe at home. So make sure they're safer on the road. See farther, wider, better. Upgrade to Silver Star Ultra headlights from Sylvania.
Ring ring.
Progresso.
It's okay that your soup tastes like my homemade.
It's our slow simmered vegetables and tender white meat chicken.
Apology accepted. I'm watching you, soup people.
Make it Progresso or make it yourself.
Testosterone therapy, low T therapy, has been linked to heart attack, stroke, blood clot, or death. If you have used testosterone therapy gels, sprays, patches, or pellet implants and were injured, you may be entitled to a cash award. If you're a male, use prescription testosterone therapy and have suffered a heart attack, stroke, blood clot, or death, call now. You may be entitled to a cash award.
Call 1-877-668-5816 now. That's 1-877-668-5816.
Fire in the hole.
Sunday,
I think we got company.
Oh, wow.
Not the good kind either.
Amanda confronts a claim jumper.
He's waiting for us to leave so he can dig our hole through the night. If he comes up, it's on. You have to wait for me to find a pocket so you can take my stones.
Prospectors, new episode Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 81. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 67. Winds southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday, generally sunny despite a few afternoon clouds. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 83. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Channel unearths the investigations, the mysteries. Nobody was flying the plane. Why planes crash tonight at 9 here on the Weather Channel.
Nourished. Rescued. Protected. Given new hope. During the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru owners feel it too. Because when you take home a new Subaru, we donate $250 to helping those in need. We'll have given $50 million over 7 years. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Saving and smiling. That's how I start the year. With tons of stuff on rollback, clearance, and more at Walmart. And that really puts a smile on my face.
Thousands of items on rollback and clearance, in-store and online.
Guys, we all have our reasons to lose weight. We want to feel better, perform better, and have more energy. Well, no more excuses.
Lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's Fast 5 Plus Kit. Lose 5 pounds in your first week, plus 1 inch off your waist or your money back, guaranteed.
Nutrisystem works. Don't believe me. Believe these guys. I lost 8 pounds in the first week.
This is the best I have felt in a long time.
I haven't felt this good in years. Thank you, Nutrisystem. Thanks to Nutrisystem, now you can feel better, look better, and perform better at any age faster than ever before.
Order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan right now, including Fast 5 Plus. Get 1 week of meals, plus 1 week of energizing shakes and Craving Crusher shakes free. New food selections, new expert guides. Call now and lock in 2014 prices, and shipping is free.
Man up and send that extra weight packing.
Call 877-523-SIZE now and lose your first 5 pounds fast.
We're following the latest on missing AirAsia jet and weather slowing the search.
Plus, coming up this morning, we'll have more on what's happening on the weather around the world, including in this country. But we want to focus on what's happening. You know, we've got Winter Storm Frona, cities from Vegas to Los Angeles. We'll see a lot of active weather coming up lately, so we'll have more on that ahead. But let's focus more on what's happening overseas. We're going to go over to Indonesia, where we are looking at what has been happening with the recovery from and still trying to find the plane, AirAsia Flight 8501.
So with that, let's go to NBC's Katie Tur with the latest.
Day 2 down and still no official word on what happened to that plane. There were unconfirmed reports earlier today that debris was spotted, but it was spotted in quite a distant location from where the plane was last seen. And if we learned anything from MH370, it's to take all of these initial reports with a grain of salt. In Surabaya, the head of the Indonesian search and rescue team is preparing people for the worst. Our evaluation of the coordinates that we received suggested it is underwater, so our presumption now is that the aircraft is under the sea. Still, that is only an educated guess. Teams in the air and at sea are scouring the area around Belitung Island, near Flight 8501's last known location. The island is halfway between Surabaya and Singapore. Malaysia and Singapore are assisting in the Indonesian-led effort, and Australia sent one of its 3 Sea Orions, a maritime patrol aircraft that helped in the search for MH370. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, another day of waiting as relatives hope for a miracle. As the hours pass without answers, eerie similarities are being drawn between this flight and MH370, which also abruptly went off radar. But there are a lot of differences. Unlike MH370, which flew undetected for hours, air traffic control immediately noticed when this flight went missing after pilots requested to fly at 38,000 feet to avoid bad weather. MH370 investigators have been combing a vast area in the Indian Ocean, in some of the deepest and most deserted waters in the world. 8501 is likely somewhere in the Java Sea, which is relatively shallow and very heavily trafficked. As for AirAsia's pilot, he was experienced with more than 20,000 hours in the cockpit, and the plane itself had flown more than 6,000 legs.
Our focus now from AirAsia is to help and to support the next kin of passengers and also our crew to go through these very, very difficult times.
And as you can see, the weather is only getting worse out here. The wind is picking up. It's expected to rain for the next few days. It's monsoon season here in Southeast Asia, and that could hamper the search and rescue effort. Back to you.
Katie, thank you. And we do know that weather was happening at the time of the crash. I mean, there were some storms around.
Thunderstorms in the area. So we're going to take you back to that time. This is the satellite view of what was happening at the time of the crash. You can see bright colors on the satellite indicating where there would be thunderstorms.
And you're also looking at the path, and the path did take it around and near some of the thunderstorms. And here's a look at the last known location where there were some storms. We're going to talk about a major cold outbreak for the U.S. next.
I will take beauty into my own hands, where it belongs.
Olay Regenerist renews to reveal new skin in only 5 days without drastic measures. Stunningly youthful, award-winning skin. From the world's #1, Olay, your best beautiful.
Is your back acting up again? Is lower back pain a daily drain? If you're one of the millions who suffer from the agony of lower back pain, you need Be Active, the revolutionary new acupressure system that instantly helps ease discomfort in your lower back, buttocks, and legs. Watch. Just slip on Be Active and tighten the strap. You'll instantly begin experiencing relief. Look, back pain often radiates from the lower back to your lower extremities, but apply Be Active to the trigger point on the calf muscle to instantly relieve pain. The secret is the AcuPoint pressure pad that gently compresses, alleviating pain at the sciatic nerve and lower back for instant relief.
I just slide it on, I tighten the strap,
I feel the pressure point right behind my knee, and right away I feel the release of pain in my lower back.
Be Active provides firm pressure behind the knee on the specific pressure point, which can help relieve the pain and suffering from sciatica.
Wow, that's I can feel comfort already.
It's like right away relief.
I just put it on, but I can feel it already easing the pain.
But now I don't feel the pain at all. This is really something.
You can't see the relief? I can feel it.
It kind of feels like it's relaxing that muscle.
I definitely wish I found this a couple months ago.
Be Active gives you the ability to instantly be active again. Wear it while exercising. Keep up with the kids. It's invisible under clothing, comfortable enough to sleep in. Be Active easily adjusts to fit any length so everyone can live pain-free. Be Active is always there to deliver the pain relief you need. Now start living pain-free with the acupressure point therapy of Be Active for just $19.99. But wait, call now and we'll double the offer free. Just pay separate processing. If you don't begin to get instant relief, send it back and owe nothing. You get it all for just $19.99. So call or click now.
To order, call 1-800-370-7747. That's 1-800-370-7747 or go online to beactivebrace.com. Call or click today.
Are you a man over 40 and feeling tired, losing muscle, have less romantic drive? Then you need Ageless Male, with an ingredient clinically shown to increase free testosterone levels. Ageless Male is now available at these fine retailers.
Fire in the hole.
Sunday.
I think we got company.
Oh, wow.
Not the good kind either.
Amanda confronts a claim jumper.
He's waiting for us to leave so he can dig our hole through the night. If he comes up, it's on.
Let me tell you a story about two typical American couples. There's John and Joan, who could use some financial help, but they're worried and have some misconceptions about reverse mortgages. Like they might not qualify if they have an existing mortgage and that it could mean giving up their home. But take Sandy and Greg. They're just like John and Joan, but they called AAG and learned that a reverse mortgage was government insured, tax-free, and that they'd always retain complete ownership of their home. They also learned that most people use a reverse mortgage to eliminate their existing monthly mortgage payments, and that AAG is America's trusted reverse mortgage lender with a 93% customer satisfaction rate. So join Sandy, Greg, and 500,000 other Americans.
Call 1-800-660-8341 now to receive a new free information kit, including a reverse mortgage guide and DVD, personal stories from people like you, and a brand new family guide for children and loved ones, all absolutely free with no obligation. Call 1-800-660-8341 today.
Everything home, all in one place. Shop today's sales at wayfair.com.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera. Oh my God! Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 81. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Low 67. Winds southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday, generally sunny despite a few afternoon clouds. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 83. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Hey there, Las Vegas. You can stop there, get your picture taken in front of the fabulous Las Vegas sign there. Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas. And we're going to say welcome to snow.
It's a good, well, it's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility. On New Year's Eve, nonetheless. So we actually could see a little snow as early as tomorrow, but we're especially looking ahead to New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. We've got a winter storm watch that goes into effect 4 p.m. on Tuesday.
Now, it has snowed before in Las Vegas for New Year's.
But not often.
Not often at all, and not very much.
One time, New Year's Eve, a trace of snow was recorded before. So that's the max amount on New Year's Eve that you've seen there on the Strip.
A little bit in 1959 and 1964. And the most, as you said, the most they ever received was a trace. New Year's Day, though,
They've had more, 4.4 inches. So it's happened, 1974.
So it has, and it can happen, and we know that it does, and it is snowing right now in Salt Lake City. Also parts of eastern Washington, eastern Oregon, you're seeing the snow. 5 to 8 inches in some of the higher elevations in the west, and notice some of the hills and mountains around Los Angeles.
Yeah, so this next winter storm is a cold one. It's a slow-moving one, big dip in the jet stream. Our low is going to be moving through the west, all the way into the southwest, and that's going to help trigger some of these snow showers. We'll especially watch it up into the Wasatch, up into the Rockies and Colorado, down into New Mexico too, really. They'll get some snow out of this.
And then later in the week, once this storm, Winter Storm Frona, gets into the plains, we're going to have to really watch the track because this could mean some icy conditions for parts of Texas.
It's a bad combination when you have that shallow Arctic air all the way down to Texas. It could be a freezing rain type situation looking ahead to the end of the week. But for today, tomorrow, we're tracking this thing coming in from the northwest into the Intermountain West, the southwest. Here we go. Snowball in Flagstaff. Looks great for skiing there on New Year's Eve, if you like skiing in the snow.
And then on New Year's Day, we're watching for the possibility of some freezing rain. So some icy weather, parts of Texas and Oklahoma, and maybe some pockets in Louisiana as well. Something we're going to have to watch out for.
It could be dangerous travel, so we'll make sure that we keep you ahead of what's happening there. In the meantime, we've got more than 7 million people on our winter storm watches right now, so we are certainly watching that weather very closely. Now, to our other top story this morning, we have family members and loved ones gathered in Singapore, anxiously awaiting word on the missing AirAsia jetliner.
Crews continue their search for clues of what happened to the missing plane, with severe weather likely a major player. Joining us live now via Skype is UK aviation analyst Julian Bray. Thank you very much for joining us, Julian.
Julian, let's talk first about this flight and the Malaysian Airlines tragedy earlier this year that we still don't know the whereabouts of. Are there any similarities that you can draw?
Well, apart from the fact that they all have to abide by the same handbook, the same set of rules, if you like, that is about as far as it goes, because this is a completely different situation. Because here, I think it was a weather problem, and the smart money is on something like a ferocious lightning strike. And by the way, we've just had an emergency in the UK with a Virgin Boeing sort of making a hard landing or a non-standard landing at Gatwick Airport. So anybody travelling to Gatwick Airport, there's going to be considerable delays for a good few hours because it is actually blocking the main runway.
All right, Julian, thank you for that update. We appreciate that. And as far as the Asian Air, the jetliner there that's missing, this is another plane in that part of the world, larger part of the world, that's gone missing. How is that possible given today's technology?
Well, this is it. The technology is very good, but the point is nature is a variable, and old Mother Nature knows how to throw a few shockwaves, shall we say. The point was that the pilot was actually looking at 3 major storm areas. If you look at the original weather map, you'll see there's 3 huge red areas, and he had to choose how he's going to do it, whether he's going to go left, right, or try and veer over it. He didn't go over it, and he wasn't actually given permission to climb, so he tried to go around it, but he might not have seen the third one waiting behind. We don't know, but we're quite sure it's actually gone down in the water now. We don't think it actually made landfall. It is definitely on the ground somewhere because it would have run out of fuel by now, but it is down to the weather.
UK aviation analyst Julian Bray, thank you for your perspective on this, and we'll continue to analyze this story coming up.
We're also keeping an eye on people in the path of Winter Storm Frona.
All right, for those of you who won't get hit, you will get the cold.
This breakfast French toaster is so good.
Really good. The French toast complements the bacon and the egg and the cheese.
Oh, hey, French toast, you're so warm and inviting.
That's like a compliment. What I'm saying is they are complementary, the way like a pitcher and a catcher would complement each other well.
Oh, like good throw. Nice catch.
I don't think you're going to get this.
That doesn't sound like a compliment.
It's the perfect complement to your morning. The breakfast French toaster. And start your day with the 99-cent morning drink stop. This is how you Sonic.
Grandpa Bodie, Grandma said you used to be out of control.
Really? I guess I did take some risks. I trained a little bit differently. I was a little too honest sometimes. The media is useless.
You were out of control.
But not always.
Are you embarrassed by your constant losing battle with calloused feet? You've tried filing and scraping, and your feet still are not smooth. Introducing the amazing Personal Petty. Just one press, and Personal Petty does all the rest. You just roll the callus away with the rotating micro mineral that quickly removes hard, ugly calluses, leaving your feet callus-free. Then finish with the buffing roller. Buff, smooth, and massage your feet. It looks and feels so good. Look, you went from this to this, and it felt like a foot massage. And to clean, remove the roller and rinse underwater. The secret is the 1800 RPM rotation of the mineral roller that loosens and lifts the hard, ugly calluses. The smoothing roller leaves a polished, perfect look and feel.
When I first used the Personal Petty, I knew it was the real deal. It saves time, it does a great job, and my feet feel so good, and I'm not afraid to wear my sexy heels again.
This revolutionary foot care system is waterproof, so you can use right in the shower.
I just don't have time to battle with my calluses all day. Now that I can do it in the shower, it's part of my daily routine.
Just look at the difference.
I cannot remember the last time my heels were soft. Now, with my Personal Petty, they look and feel amazing.
With the Personal Petty, you can even remove those stubborn hand calluses. Look, gone right before your eyes. Order your Personal Petty with removal roller plus smooth and polish roller, all for only $19.95. But hold on, replacement rollers can be expensive. Order today and receive your free lifetime replacement certificate for both rollers. You heard right. You'll get the Personal Petty kit with 2 rollers, plus the lifetime replacement certificate, and our 90-day satisfaction callus-free guarantee, all for only $19.95. This offer is not available in stores. Order now.
To get your Personal Petty, call 1-800-715-0494. This offer is not available in stores, so call 1-800-715-0494. That's 1-800-715-0494 and order your Personal Petty today.
This winter, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It's going to have wide-ranging impacts.
Winter storms are too important to cover in just a few minutes.
It's going to be brutal for a lot of people.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
That's why those temperatures stay cold.
Look at this!
Listen to that!
See this winter like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 81. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Low 67. Winds southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday, generally sunny despite a few afternoon clouds. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 83. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The Weather Channel unearths the investigations, the mysteries.
Nobody was flying the plane.
Why planes crash tonight at 9 here on the Weather Channel.
Strong winds slammed into a body shop in Pasadena, Texas on Saturday. Wind tore apart the roof, taking most of it down, even damaging 3 cars parked in the front lot waiting for repairs. The shop's owner says he estimates the damage to be somewhere around $50,000.
And a 5th person has died of injuries sustained in last week's Mississippi tornadoes. Marion County officials say the man died Saturday morning in an Alabama hospital, and officials say he was inside his car when the force of the tornado busted the windows and tossed him around inside the car with debris from the storm. He at first refused medical attention, but later traveled to Alabama for medical care.
Welcome back, everyone, to Weather Center Live. I'm Jen Carfagno.
And I'm Chris Warren. The Arctic air that crippled much of the country in November is back.
Yes, it is. We had a bit of a break in December, but it's going to end on a cold note. We've got Arctic chill out there for sure. And you know what? It's coming in a 1-2 punch. And we're in the number 1 punch right now. Minneapolis, it feels like 14 below zero. 27 below zero in International Falls.
And Dallas, Los Angeles, heads up. It's going to be mild today, but there will be some changes. You're going to see 50s in Dallas today. It's going to be freezing eventually, possibly some freezing rain for parts of Texas.
Sometimes blue sky this time of year worries me. You know, clear sky at night, it gets cold in the morning, and that's what is happening. We've got temperatures that really are going to drop across the middle of the Midwest, the middle of the country, even into parts of the South, like in Dallas.
So let's take a look at that Arctic air as it does return to the plains and kind of the topsy-turvy weather we've been having lately. Some areas staying mild, where other areas farther to the south are cold.
So this morning in Dallas, we dropped to 31 degrees. Boston, only 35. You get the bragging rights, Dallas.
If you want to brag about that.
Well, if it's cold, at least you got something.
Got that going on. But the blue sky's nice. Here's a look at some of the temperatures right now. It is below zero in Fargo.
It's only 2 in Minneapolis, and you factor in the wind, it feels like 14 below. Feels like 0 now in Denver. You're dropping.
Ooh, dropping big time. Amarillo, 22 degrees, what it feels like. And the wind chill alerts, wind chill watches, warnings, and advisories out there. Could be dangerous to be outside.
You know, and seriously, take this matter seriously. It's been a while since it's been this cold, and you kind of forget, right, how quickly your body can succumb to it. So you need to be bundled up. The kids need to be bundled up, too.
And this is how it's playing out. We're going to have that cold air in place coming down from the north. Highs 25 to 45, cooler than what are already cool averages.
Right. Average temperatures this time of year are already on the cold side. So when you go 45 degrees below that, it is going to be pretty bitter out there all the way down into Oklahoma and even Texas.
Temperatures highs single digits for much of the plains.
The Omaha 25, that's a little below average. Not bad today, but look at tomorrow. 10 for a high temperature.
4 in Denver, almost 40 degrees cooler than average tomorrow.
Even Kansas City, we're going to feel it. 20s for highs, both for Tuesday and Wednesday this week in Kansas City.
And as we look right now, what you can expect in Dallas, keep in mind these are the daytime high temperatures. It's going to be mild in the afternoon, but forget about it. New Year's Day,
so here's
30s.
The second punch that we're gonna get Thursday, and this is the problem day because we might be getting a little bit of wintry precip. Watching that very closely on Thursday, New Year's Day in Dallas.
And Des Moines tomorrow, your high. 13 degrees.
Oh, brother, we've got a lot of cold air out there, and we have sent Mike Seidel out to really feel it and share with us what it's like. Mike Seidel, he's got the hood up. He doesn't quite have the zipper all the way. This is like our measure for how cold it is
Right.
because he only zips the zipper up to his chin when it's, you know, well below zero.
Yeah, last January 6th, Indianapolis, 41 below wind chill. I was zipped up all the way to right up to here. It's not quite that bad, but it's cold. And after it's been so mild for the past couple of weeks, there was not a white Christmas here. They got about 4 inches of snow on Saturday. But temperatures so far this month have been averaging more than 6 degrees above average and 14 degrees warmer than last December. A lot of folks on the streets this morning, the ones that had to get up and go to work in the dark and cold. And finally the sun came up, but it's not doing much to warm the temperature up. It's at 2 right now. It's been 2 for the past 3 hours. Jen mentioned the wind chill of 14 below zero. And almost without exception, everybody we talked to, like this young lady, would rather be anywhere but outside today.
I'm anemic, so I get cold easily. And I just wish that it was summer all the time. But this morning, you know, I just got done with the overnight shift. So as soon as I hit the cold weather, I was like, I just want to go home and go to sleep. I want to be warm.
I understand how she feels. The average high is 24. We're at 2 right now. Tomorrow morning, we're going down to 7 below zero. Take a look at the 5-day forecast. We're saying 10 today. We're going to struggle to 10. The wind chill will stay below zero all day. And the wind chills by tomorrow morning with that 7 below reading will drop down to 20, maybe even 25 below zero. The high tomorrow only 5 degrees. It will moderate as we get into the second day of the new year, but then another shot will attack us and take those temperatures down again. Arctic chill, another bitter shot of cold air coming in late next weekend and next week. So, Jen, for the foreseeable future, it's business as usual in a city that has skyways, so you can get between buildings and stay warm, and they're coming into good use today here in the Twin Cities. Jen?
Mike Seidel, for the foreseeable future, it will be winter. We are looking very chilly up here in the upper Midwest. But in the South, too, our temperatures are going to eventually cool down. First, we got to deal with something else else in the south, and that is the rain and the sogginess and the drizzle and the fog. We've had it all the last 2 days, and we've got another day of it today. So take a look out there. We've got showers from Richmond to Norfolk right now, all the way down 95, right through Virginia, right through North Carolina, into South Carolina, South Georgia. We need to take a look at that. Looks like there was a warning. Justin maybe can look at that. We have a couple of thunderstorms possible maybe right ahead of this cold front. But it is a tornado warning in South Georgia. So you saw that very active weather that we're dealing with right now. We'll get more on that just as soon as we can. This low and this front is the reason why our weather has been so murky across the southeast. So as we take a look at what's coming, we are going to see showers out there through today, more likely just the plain old rain type of showers. And then we'll see the clouds stick around. It's not going to clear out completely. As you can see all the way through this evening, we still have a decent amount of cloudiness. There might be some breaks in the overcast, but it's going to be hard-pressed to really clear out through the day today and even into the overnight. Charleston, South Carolina, where we started off so foggy this morning, and then the showers, they stick around right through the afternoon. In fact, that rain could be steady at times around 6, 7, 8 o'clock tonight, and showers sticking around into at least midnight, and then a few clouds lingering beyond that. All right, so let's go to the latest on that warning. I want to show you what's happening. Tornado warning now for Lowndes County. This includes the town of Naylor. 11:45 a.m. is when that warning goes until. You can see this area is just to the east of Valdosta. This is a storm that we're looking at right here, and we're tracking that moving off to the east, a little bit to the north and east as it appears right now. But again, this particular cell, I want to make sure you have a heads up on this. If you're in this area around Naylor, you want to get inside your home, avoid windows. If you have a basement, that would be the place to go. But best case is lowest level of your home and away from as many walls as from between you. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. We're tracking this over towards, again, the north and east. Indianola and Naylor are the two communities that are in the path of this particular tornado warning here in South Georgia. Chris, I'll send it over to you.
And Jen, we're still following that airliner that tried to avoid a storm, then it disappears. Now the search and rescue effort has started, and those same storms are hanging around. We're going to talk about what that can do to the rescue efforts and also look at what those pilots were facing at the time the jet disappeared. Then after that, we're going to have the New Year's Eve forecast, and it is going to be very cold. We'll let you know if you'll need your snowsuit to ring in the new year.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 81. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 67. Winds southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday, generally sunny despite a few afternoon clouds. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 83. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Come on, big boy, come on.
Oh, wait. You have to take this back.
You ordered the Floral Fantasy?
But I only had this swatch. I never saw how it looked.
I think it's beautiful.
Oh.
At La-Z-Boy, you don't have to worry how the fabrics, leathers, and options will look, because you can see it before you order it. The year-end sale. 0% interest for 36 months.
La-Z-Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Bill, have you seen my keys anywhere?
I'll help you look. Maybe you left them in the bathroom again.
Just strangest thing.
The warning signs of Alzheimer's disease may be right in front of you.
It's all right, baby.
For help and information, call the Alzheimer's Association or visit alz.org/10signs.
I've seen hurricanes, floods, I've seen tornadoes. We give out Duracell batteries after the worst happens. And when the power's out for days, we stay with them. You might say they lost everything, but that's not what I see. I see a different kind of power. I saw it in Ruth, Adam, Tom. It's the power they have inside of them. The power to move forward.
At Duracell, we believe that's the power that never, ever goes out.
Does your car suffer from cataracts? You heard right, cataracts. You know, those aging, foggy headlights. Well, we have the cure. White New Headlight Restore. Crystal clear headlights in seconds and guaranteed to pass inspection as long as you own your car or truck. We detailed this old Mercedes. It looks fantastic, except for those foggy, ugly headlights. Now watch White New Headlight Restore do its job.
It's so easy to use, and it looks amazing. I'm sold.
I mean, I couldn't even see the light bulb inside before. Now, it's crystal clear. It's amazing. It really is.
Old foggy headlights aren't just ugly, they're dangerous. They actually impair your vision, and you could receive a citation.
Watch as we test headlamp brightness with this light meter. Look how much brighter the White New side is. Amazing. Here's how it